Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down. Back shy of the 20.
Check 55 to Mike. I don't think you got it like that.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And right away, he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. Anything to make of this or just a bad stretch? Because he had the 2 fumbles he lost last week and now a third.
It's a bad stretch, but it's one that he has to make sure he overcomes. This isn't on anyone else but him. Taking care of the ball, tucking it away, keeping it high and tight, all the while doing that and not slowing down his running and his ability to move the ball forward.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And they got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be, what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hey, high 7.
Darnold from the gun. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Hey, zoom.
From the 50, it's Darnold. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Recon, 132 fighter. Here we go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
It leads to
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to the air, Darnold on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, and it's second down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Bravo!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go.
Second down and 10, Darnold. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Jackson. It's a first down on a gain of 10. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got a first and 10 at the 15. Darnold to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Hey, check mine.
To the air again, Darnold. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cousins and the Vikings with a first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10. They run, Cook. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, Muhammad. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one, a first down pickup of 8. They'll run with Muhammad. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 36. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Play action now. Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 14.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Here's Muhammad. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Bailey's kick is good. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
At the 26-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Darnold now to throw. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. To throw is Darnold. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Faking the give, Darnold. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. A play fake, and it's Darnold under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. After the sack on 1st down, Darnold. This is brought in by the tight end, Tommy Sweeney. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. He's going to fire into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Again, he was looking for Devontae Adams. That'll bring up second down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And down inside the 15 he goes. 16 yards, a first down.
I actually love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talked about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down, it's Jones. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Here's Darnold. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 15 yards on the play, first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Play fake, Cousins. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now on 2nd and 13. Cousins And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Check, Mike 42.
3rd and long for Cousins. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Back to throw, Darnold. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold. That is caught inside the 5. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 30, 10. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tank.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Oh, he shifts past him, and Diggs has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. A first down throw for Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 37.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Check safety, check safety.
They'll run it. This is Muhammad. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
80 weapons.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the Packers' 26-yard line.
Mike,
Hunt, 180.
exit, exit.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. To throw it is Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
At the 6-yard line.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Right side caught by Jackson. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. They had a first down.
They should have put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Now Darnold. Throw to the right. He's got the tight end here, Sternberger. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
55, Mike, 55.
A first down throw, Darnold. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 more yards there and another first down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Out of the pistol to give to Jones. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40. Darnold from the gun. Jackson's got it over the middle. And mark him down all the way inside the Minnesota 10. 33 yards that time.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
I'm looking on the sideline. It's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Check 24, check 24.
Hey, Charlie. There we go.
Now it's Darnold. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Here's Darnold. And And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Cousins to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll send this one into the cold Lambeau night. Here comes Grant on the return. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. Two division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10.
Watch the eye. Check.
Darnold. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long.
Hey, Echo.
Off of play action, Darnold. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 49 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Darnold now to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Anthony Barr able to record his 5th sack of the season. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. When you talk about clutch, that one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory. and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Now Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. 15 yards on the play, first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. On the carry, it's Muhammad. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They go again with Muhammad.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Zadarius Smith able to get him down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How've they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game. I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. With touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Important extra point up and through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a lot.
And Darnold, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Yo, lady. Mike 55, Mike 55.
Go. We take it away.
Now Darnold. And he is going to go down for the 5th time tonight, and this one is going to be a safety. What a gut punch. That should be the nail in the coffin with those 2 points, making this a 2-score game now with time, Charles, clearly not on their side.
Yeah, they have to give the football away as well. Had a chance. Yeah, it was a small chance to get down the field, but guess what? This one's now just about over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down at about 9 to go. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Cousins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now it's Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home,